Hi, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 2023 full moon, supermoon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm see this channel and get these videos out to more people. So, thank you so much for doing so. I wouldn't be here without you all. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this Capricorn supermoon. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Seven of Swords. This is liars. This is also people carefully orchestrating the truth. Or the truth so that it's what they want you to see and not presenting you with all the facts. So just be aware of this. That's a very good thing to be mindful of. Liars. It's just sensible. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have celestial. The stars are going to mean a lot. The stars, the moon, the sky, it means a lot, Aquarius. It just really does. It holds a lot of power and it holds a lot of energy to it. So do be aware of this. You can think, oh, this moon isn't going to affect me, or oh, it doesn't matter the stars or the planet alignments. It does. It really does. And you'll feel it. And you'll be like, oh, why don't I feel well? Or what's going on here? I just feel angry or agitated or aggravated. It's like it's in the stars. It really is. It's in the sky. Let's see what. And that's interesting because you're represented by the star in the major arcana. So so the stars, the sky, the cosmos, the celestial, they would have a bigger effect on you than others. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Interesting. Okay. So let's dive into the astrology of this time. We are crowned with the Ten of Cups reversed. So as I, of course, pick up the tarot, we're crowned with the Ten of Cups reversed. And that means we can really feel like our happily ever after, what we long for in our life, isn't going to come. For some, it's around marriage. For others, it's around the career that you want. The Hierophant reversed. It's the marriage card in the major arcana, but it's also the success that we are looking for. And we're not resting well, but also there's a sense of a release to overthinking. I'm just seeing stabbing pain in the head. It's like pain behind the eyes. There's a release. And it can be a relief from headaches, a relief from pain, like once we see this. But there's also a sense here of I need to be very aware of my sleep and what I'm doing before I go to sleep because I'm not resting. I'm not feeling I'm not feeling rested when I wake up. And there's also a sense, one of you, okay, oddly specific, somebody here astral projects when you sleep. So when you wake up, you usually wake up and you don't like waking up because that sounds weird, but you wake up to the feeling of you falling. And you wake up and you jolt into your body. And that's when you astral project. So here, there's that sensation going on where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm falling into this. And so, excuse me, you always kind of like tense up. It's like jerking awake. And there's going to be like a release from that or an acknowledging of that. And then with the Ace of Wands reversed, there's passion and creativity coming forward. And there's a real sense of, this is what I'm fiery about. Like, this is what I'm intense about. But for some reason, we're pushing it back and we're saying, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm just making something out of nothing. Okay, let's get to the astrology now. This supermoon is at 11 degrees, 18 minutes Capricorn. And a supermoon is much closer to the earth than other full moons. And this increases its power. And this brings to light what's not for our highest good. And also what are illusions? Lies. Lies come to light. So it doesn't have to be just by other people. If you see the moon in the background right there, can you see that? The moon in the background, there's a real sense that this moon brings the lies to light. And the stars, the sky, the alignment of the planets, they just mean so much to us. They have such an effect. So the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Capricorn. This is a big deal. They're sister signs. So with these sister signs coming together, it brings into sharp relief the inner world and the outer world. Now, Capricorn is about the outer world and outer success. Cancer is about the inner world and nurturing the inner self and others, but also, inner success. So what we're being asked the question of during this time is, do we have enough balance? The Capricorn full moon has us longing for outward recognition and approval. Okay, this brings self-doubt and an underestimation of ourselves. We underestimate ourselves a lot during this time. And we're constantly going to be second guessing. If somebody says one thing that isn't, that isn't praising us, oh my gosh, we can be just absolutely doubting ourselves, or that we feel might be some way considered a criticism. Oh my gosh, are we going to be doubting ourselves? And what's really annoying about this time is it's everybody. Everybody is doubting themselves this way. Everybody needs so much recognition, but nobody wants to praise because we're selfish with it right now. So just be aware of this. And because we care so much what others think, we feel ignored and overwhelmed by the world and overlooked as well. It's like, oh, I'm never going to measure up. That's what the 10 of Cups is all about. It's like everybody's having fun, everybody's enjoying themselves, everybody's living the dream, but me. And that's just not true. This full moon wants us to approve of ourselves above all else. Capricorn is strongly linked to manifestation and building towards the long term. The sun is trine Saturn. Now, this is a big deal because the supermoon is in Capricorn, and that enhances the Capricorn trait, right? And the sun trine Saturn enhances Saturn trait. Saturn rules Capricorn. So the Saturn energy is super strong. If we're born on the cusp with Capricorn, we can be acting more like a Capricorn than an Aquarius. Be aware of this. If we have Capricorn in our chart, that part of our personality is going to shine through. The moon is trine Jupiter. This is good for us. We're ruled by Jupiter. No, we're not ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. We're ruled by Uranus, the sword of truth, the unwavering sword of truth. We would rather know where we stand than have to question. Okay? So just know that. This also helps to build us for long-term goals, to heighten our internal vision, what we long for in our lives, what we want, and also to have faith in our lives. Say, what do I have faith in? What does faith look like to me? Pluto is squared the nodal axis. Now, this is the south and the north lunar nodes, and it will be until November, okay? This dares us to break with familiar old patterns that aren't helping us any longer. They're actually holding us back. And what we're going to see here is that as we're breaking free, as we're breaking these old patterns, Spirit asks us to be like the fool. So these old patterns are also trauma patterns, right? This helped protect us once upon a time. This helped protect us back when. but they're not working for us anymore. Actually, they're holding us back from where we want to be. But because we're so used to them, and our mind, like somewhere back in our, kind of like monkey brains, where we kind of dumb things down, like simplify it, simplify it, simplify it. We're like, oh, but this helped me. This helped me. This kept me safe. It's like, no, it's not keeping you safe anymore. Stop. And it didn't keep you safe to begin with. The Fool is telling us, go for it. We're told here, and we're kind of like double dog dared to be like the Fool, to go after what we want, what we desire, what we need. If we are open to this energy, I mean, we can be completely reborn, because Pluto is all about rebirth. But we have to stop caring what everybody else thinks. And that's going to be really hard because we have a supermoon that's like, hey, care what everybody thinks all the time. The nodal axis resonates deep with our soul and operates on a soul level, which is quite rare. So our soul is coming into this. Our soul is being moved forward. Our soul is being reborn. We're finding ourselves again. And that's really beautiful. During the full moon, we are experiencing huge waves of photonic healing light. This increases the spinning of our cells towards healing. And our soul is weaving this in with our earthly body. We are being healed. This heightens our creativity and our link with the divine. If you want to learn more about this, I highly suggest Pam Gregory's YouTube channel. It's linked in the description box below. It's FOMO, right? It's the fear of missing out. It has to be bigger. It has to be better. If they have this, then I want this. I don't know. I've been watching a lot about luxury items just because, I don't know, I actually have no idea why. But it started with luxury handbags. And this, I just saw a luxury handbag on it. But the ones that cost like as much as a house. Stop. We're looking at things and we're looking at the illusion of things. Things that shouldn't be normal, like that aren't normal, people are normalizing. And it's like, okay, that's cool. It's fun to watch, but that's not reality. All right? Or at least that's not where I am. And even if you were in the place of being able to, buy handbags as much as houses, you might not be that type of person. And that's totally cool too. The 10 of Cups. I love this card. And if you've been here for a while or just even for a little bit, this 10 of Cups always makes me think of the Nordic saying, better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. And right now, we're servant to the castle. It's either the house is too big, the car is too big, this is too big, it's too much, but it's like, I just need more, more, more. I'm proving something. And it's like, to whom? Because the people we're doing this for, they don't care. It'll never be enough for them. We'll never be there. But if we're doing it for us, then that matters. Okay? Just know that. Because we're coming to a completion of things emotionally, but we're going to have to let some things go. It's going to be like, no, that's not it. That's not what I need. That's not what I want. With the Hierophant reversed, excuse me, the Hierophant reverses Taurus energy. We're going to be having a bit of difficulty with manifestation, even though Capricorn energy is huge on manifestation. So be aware of this. There is also a sense here of how do I move towards what I want? How do I embrace my success? How do I be powerful and prosperous? And how do I find where I fit? Because there's also a sense here, Aquarius, where we are right now or what we're trying to fit in with, we don't really. And that's okay. Like sometimes we think, oh, this will be cool. And we realize, no, not for me. And that's going to be a lot of what this moon does. Where it's like, but this is what, success is supposed to look like. And we might say, no, not for me. This is what happiness looks like. Yeah, not for me. And we're going to be saying that. And we're going to be okay with that. I swear to you, somebody who's listening, you astral project. You do. Okay? There's also somebody here suffering from headaches. It's stabbing pain. And it's inadequate rest. It's just like even when you're sleeping, you're not sleeping. Even when you're resting, you're not resting. And it's a constant stress. It's a constant stress on you, which makes you very anxious. I know it's going to sound like the silliest thing. Smile. It's going to be one of the easiest things you can do to help lower your stress level because your pancreas, meridian points for your pancreas are in your lips. Okay? That's where all our anxiety is held, or a lot of our anxiety is held. And when we smile, we're releasing the anxiety. That it can also give us an upset stomach. It it's linked to all different places through those meridians. Our jaw is our liver, and our liver is where anger is held. And we can find when we're stressed, we can grind our teeth at night, we can all of a sudden have this tension in our face, in our jaw, goes down to our neck, everything's connected, and it just feels overwhelming. So know that here. Also know that there's an awakening. There's a sense of like, I'm done with these old patterns. And yeah, and we just are. The Ace of Wands, God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift of passion, of creativity, of fire. It's like, this is illuminating the darkness. We're not ready to take it quite yet. And we can be really mad at ourselves and be like, why not? Like, I should be taking this right now. But it's not yet. Our plate is kind of full. We take this on. It doesn't help us. It hinders us. So be aware of that. Right now, stepping back, we will take it. The wands are here on the Fool. We will take it, but it's going to take a moment. With the 9 of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, it's being right here in the present. And that's what this moon dares us to do by making it so easy to be caught up in the future, to be caught up in the past. Spirit is saying, right here, right now, be in the present. Embracing our crown chakra, really connecting with our thoughts. You can massage your C7, the back of your neck, like that like bump between your neck and your shoulders. Opening up the connections between you and the divine. That's one of the ways to do it. And we can also find here that we need to look at our root chakra as well. What is rooting me? What is grounding me? Is it fear? Is it, is it love? Is it doubt? Is it being overwhelmed? Is it I can't possibly? And looking at our present and saying, soon I will be looking towards my future. What do I want? Because I'm just seeing her take the hood off the falcon and then look up, and it's having that bird's eye view. But remember, falcons, they have fantastic faraway eyesight, right? They can see everything from the sky just perfectly. But up close, everything's blurry. So here, it's like when we get too close to things, it's going to be blurry. We have to be like that bird. We have to have that bird's eye view. The Fool. It's time to go after our dreams. It's time to take that leap of faith. In the Celtic tradition, and I do forget how to say his name, but in the Celtic myth, this is the boy who never knew that there were knights. His mother was a lady. She, raised him on this, estate. They had a forest, and she banned all knights from coming onto our land. She said, no, you won't. You won't. And so he grew up never knowing what a knight was. And that's because her husband was, unalived from being a knight, and so were her children. And so here, she's like, this one I'm protecting. But knights stumbled onto her land, and the sun was playing outside in the woods. And they found him, and they stumbled across him, and he was just awestruck. He just saw them and was like, that's what I want to be. That's exactly it. And so they asked him, how do I get out of here? And he told them, but he said, what are you? And they said, we're knights for the king. That's what we are. And he went home and he packed a bag and he told his mother, I'm becoming a knight for the king. And she was heartbroken because that's the last thing that she wanted. But it was the only thing that he wanted. There's something here where it's like we've been holding ourselves back because the fear of what could happen can be overwhelming. But the power of jumping forward into our dreams, that's extraordinary. The 10 of Wands. Again, smiling helps, right? With the worry, the doubt, the fear, this is overthinking, this is making something bigger than it is. Our mind can get away with us. It's a beautiful thing, our mind. And one of the most powerful, powerful, powerful tools that we have. But it can also get away with us, drown us, overwhelm us. Here, with the 10 of Swords, there's this real sense of, I'm releasing. I'm being reborn. We've been stabbed in the back. We've been overwhelmed. We've been doubting. We've been fearing. And now we resurrect. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. And we're finding ourselves moving forward to where we need to be, to where we want to be, to what's important to us. We have to be mindful that we can overthink, we can overanalyze, we can make nothing into a huge something that is just way too intense for us. Be aware of this. Our mind can become a cage. It can become a prison. And we've been in there way too long. We've just been held back for way too long. And it's like, I'm done with it. I'm done. So we're going to see that even during this time, certain thought patterns, they're familiar to us. We're like, no, this is toxic to me now. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels. Ooh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. What I think is really interesting is that these moonology cards, they follow the same pattern, being reverse, 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 and then here, upright. So there's going to be a shift during this supermoon. Okay, and we can feel it. It's either going to be before or after the supermoon. It could be the day of the supermoon. We're going to see that things are going a certain way, and then all of a sudden it just shifts, and we're like, "What the heck is going on here?" You know, and it moves from being rather overwhelming to settling, to us being empowered. It might be a small empowerment. Hold on to that empowerment, because the more we nurture the seeds of success, the more they grow within us. And it's not saying, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. It's like, I'm nurturing this bounty within me. It brings us to a personal issue reaches resolution. It doesn't. We have to be, or it feels like it doesn't. We have to be very mindful of what we're thinking of what we're attracting to ourselves during this time, because there's a real sense of looking at everybody else and thinking they have it figured out. And because we're looking at it and saying, oh, it has to be this way, we're missing a healing coming forward. That's appropriate for us. That's powerful for us. Focus. We need to know that adjustments are required. Here, it's like, nope, I don't need to adjust. I just need to focus. I just need to be more driven, right? It's like, no, adjustments are required. We're going to need to step out of our comfort zone or step out of what we thought was going to happen. And then we start focusing not on everything that we're seeing, but the power of the awakening of our third eye, the power of our intuition guiding us forward. We're not going to be very patient. So just know that. Just know that. And we don't want to be bold and make the first move. We're going to be rather apprehensive and want everything now, but be afraid of getting everything now. So be aware of this. We need to rest. We need to take care of ourselves. We are having a personal awakening come forward, and we need to be patient with ourselves with that. So that's going to be a big deal. It moves us then to pleasure reverse. We're not letting ourselves embrace pleasure. Embrace what makes us happy. Take time to breathe out. And we're not letting ourselves just breathe. We're saying, if I'm not working, if I'm not, pushing, if I'm not going, then it's not, it's a waste of my time. It's not worth my time. No, it is worth your time. Take care of you. Start to embrace pleasure. Start to have fun. It moves us to trust. Trust that the bounty is coming. Your dreams need a practical plan. They do. Trust that your dreams can have a practical plan. That your dreams can live on and move forward and have a purpose to them. We need to start being practical about them. And my gosh, is a Capricorn supermoon good with practicality? And then we also need to start believing in ourselves. And then taking the practicality that we have, the practicalness, and putting it into action. It's one thing to have a practical plan. It's another thing to implement it. And that's going to be rather powerful. Our our moon message here is growth. Growth reverse. We don't feel like we're growing. We don't feel like we're getting to the place that we want to be. Be aware of that. But it says you are good enough. You're enough. as you are right here, right now, you are enough. And that's a powerful thing to know. The growth, we might not feel like we're growing, but we're taking that leap of faith. We're going after what we want, what we need, what's important to us. That is growth. Even if we feel like, I just noticed that she's holding, oh my gosh, how long have I been using these cards? Holding a watch right here. She's going, how long does it take? As long as it needs to. Stop. We're in this mad rush of comparison. This mad sense of it needs to be done here, it needs to be done there, it needs to be done like this, like that. It's like, stop. Will you let this, ooh, goodness. Will you let this moon bless you? Will you rise out of the cage, out of the doubts, out of the fears, out of the backstabbings that have come every single year? Because we learn, our soul learns through the harshness of the world. It just does. We learn through loving, right? We learn through loving and compassion and all the good things. But our soul remembers the ugly really well. The disgusting, the things that like, oh no, I didn't expect that. That hurt so much, right? Remember that. And here, it's like every year, a betrayal, a heartbreak, a pain, a time when we thought we were safe and we just weren't. Don't let the past hold you back. It will imprison you. It will bury you. It will drown you. Don't let it. Will you take this moon and let it be your restart? It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's a Four of Swords reversed. Four of Swords. Not honoring our story, not resting, not connecting, feeling overwhelmed. That's what this Four of Swords is showing me. Be mindful of it. It's stealing our rest and therefore stealing our vitality. It moves then to our subconscious spirit message, which is love reversed. Subconsciously, we can find it difficult to embrace love, to say, I'm going to walk in love. People say, and it's a practice in Qigong, excuse me, to live in unconditional love. And that's a challenge. How do you walk forward with a million I love yous, right? It's even the golden rule. Love thy neighbor as thyself. How do you love? How do we embrace love? And what is love? We're asking that now. And here, if you meditate on the word love, you will be surprised at the power that comes forward. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Cups, the essence of love. This is love. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But this is embracing the heart chakra. This is embracing what we love, what's important to us, what's sacred to us. But this is also walking in love, in caring, in nurturing, in compassion, and saying, I'm showing up for me. The Queen of Cups is the most compassionate of all the queens. Embrace the love. It moves us to our subconscious Luna message, which says, bring love into the situation. It's the new moon in Aquarius. And surrender. We are having a hard time surrendering to love, which is exactly what Spirit was telling us. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of the supermoon, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in happiness, Aquarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed moon. Bye.